gunshot fire. Boys say them prior and tell everybody bye bye. You will get it.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Itz-Beez-Da TrackStar, and welcome back to another dancehall video tutorial. Now on the right, I break down a mastering chain, you know what I mean? We're in a T-Rocks and we're in the suite. T-Rocks is, of course, from IK Multimedia. Same people make Sample Tank and Philharmonic and all of them things. So somehow we are like familiar with it, somehow no might not be. So the whole reason I'm in a T-Rocks right now is I have a track named Grey Skies, or I have a rhythm named Grey Skies on my bill other day. I master it in a Studio One. I mix it in a Studio One. Now I go into the whole mastering thing, and somehow I'm up on my computer and I come across the manual for all of the T-Rocks plugins them. So kind of start read through it, and you know what I mean, I get a little bit of an understanding and more of a insight into what some of them plugins do. So I kind of start learn what some of the plugins them do and what kind of plugin suit a different situation and and all them things there. So during that, I'm say, alright, I know, fuck it, I'll just master the rhythm inside in the T-Rock suite. Now I have the plugins them, you know what I mean, but I say fuck it, I'll just use the suite itself. So what I mean by the suite is just like our Isotope, them have them own mastering suite where you can use any one of the Isotope plugins them. So like right as you have the dynamics, the maximizer, the equalizer and all of them things there. This is Ozone, which is Isotope's version of T-Rocks, the suite. So I'm gonna use the T-Rock suite. So like I say, I'm going to quick preview of the rhythm and then I'll break down everything what me use and why me use it and all of that type of stuff. So this is the track. You know what I mean? So as you can see from the meter, peaking out at 0, which is good. Nowadays, I don't really like master my tracks for peak out at 0, to be honest. I like -2, -3. It's kind of more dynamic to me. It sounds a lot better to me. But it's a personal preference. For this case, I have this track here peak out at 0. So getting into the chain and what I use and all of that. So firstly, we have the EQ and we don't turn off everything so you can hear exactly what everything I do when it get added to the track. The master match thing down outside the end and I really do nothing. It's just a thing for you to compare your track to a professional track or something like that. So let's get into the chain. So first we have our EQ. It's a linear phase EQ and we have it set to linear phase. So I'm going to turn off that and then we'll turn on back the EQ. So each one of these bands where you see me do, you can see me do something what I typically do in any video, any track I ever do, which is I have a roll off I go on about 30 hertz, a roll off I go on about 20,000 hertz, and I have a little bit of a divot or a little ditch right there, so about 6 to 7K, you know what I mean? Just for kind of fine tune, clean up some things and whatever, So we'll play the track, then we'll turn on the EQ so you can hear what the EQ I do. Alright, so one more you listen for, right, is listen for the bass. Listen to how the bass character and the cleanness and the bass come up. You can actually hear the bass I get play. And just listen to how the trumpet and everything just get brighter, even though I take away from the sound visually, you know what I mean? So on the graph, if you look on the EQ, you can say, okay, I cut out. But it seems as if it work opposite because it make the track brighter and a lot cleaner than what it sound like before. So A/B it again. So this is without the EQ. This is with the EQ. That means as you can hear, it's just very clean, very light. It's not as heavy as it was before because I can get rid of a little bit of the mud below 30 hertz. Typically, the curve I would have used would be a lot wider, but in this case, the EQ doesn't really cut that wide, so just can do a roll off, which is not a problem because I already did do that when we mix the track, so that's fine. It's not a problem. So linear phase, to be honest, not sure what it does exactly, but when we turn it on, it seemed to add a little bit of character and a little bit of body to the track. Not sure if that's what it's supposed to do. I know phase is a thing where if you have the left and the right are play the same exact frequency, then we cancel each other out, you know what I mean? So I know that about phase, but the linear phase thing is not something I fully understand, to be honest. But you see, once I turn it on, you go hear the track kind of chip, and then it come back in. So I'm not sure what I do, but it sound like it add some body and some character to the track. And then another thing, what you might not have noticed, when we turn on the linear phase, it sharpened up the EQ curves and the little ditch what I have right there so at frequency 5. So if you look on it, you'll see how the curve them kind of get a little bit sharper and more of a slope get added to it. Which is cool because it really just tightened up the mix even more and really, really like the sound what it gives. So it's not an issue with me. So next we have the VC670, which is a model of the Fairchild 670. Is a legendary compressor. And an actual Fairchild compressor, I believe, is about somewhere from 3,000 used to about 7,000 brand new. Not exactly sure, but it's some astronomical price. So what I do with this now is I kind of did already have the track compressed. If you look on the waveform for the track, but it have the track kind of balance out. All of them little peaks there and them little clips where you see or stick out, I just kick and clap. Some of did already have the track very, very balanced. Some never really want to go too hard with it, but just did want to bring in the claps and the kicks a little bit more. So that's all I do with this compressor is I kind of squash down the kicks and everything a little bit more and I push out all of the middle, the melodies and all of that towards the side. So if you see me only I get about a dB and a half about compression, probably less than that at maximum. So it's just to tighten up everything and just add some fatness to everything. So this is with the compressor. I mean, so just make the piano jump out. It bring back the claps and everything to a more stable level, more solid, consistent level across the board. And it just bring out the body, the internals of the track and make everything sound really, really good. Exactly what we want to go for, you know what I mean? And it's just really, really simple. It's not a lot going on. Just have a little bit of gain reduction and a little bit of gain. So same amount I feel like I get out is I'm going to push back in with the output. I'm going to put back a dB.2, which is what I feel like some average as far as reduction wise. So that's how I'm going to put back. My release time is pretty, I'm not going to say it fast. I know the fastest release time, but it's not the slowest release time. It's very intermediate. It sounds really, really good for this track because have a lot of moving parts. It's not a lot of kick and percussion what stick out aside from the kick and the clap. So there's no need to really have a long release time where you can kind of squash everything. So a moderately slow release time would be a lot better. So that's exactly what we'll go for. Then after that, we go into the Pultec EQP 1A. Now, this EQ by itself in real life is about another $5,000 to $10,000 just for the one model. Them have about 3 or 4 different models. This is the plug-in version, of course. So legendary, or the famous thing about this EQ is the simplicity. So pretty much you pick a frequency, which in this case, may have 30 hertz. Then upon the higher, from a low frequency, may have 30 hertz. From a higher frequency, may have 16K. So the thing with the EQ is it can boost and attenuate or reduce the same frequency. A lot of EQs can't do that. Now, remember, this come out way back in a Stone Age, you know what I mean? So, for something like this are going back in the day, you know it's going to be a big deal. But the crazy thing about it, it is a really good fucking EQ. Lately, I start put this on every single drum. When I make any type of drum, I want to fatten up and get just a smacking sound out of it. I have this on it. To be honest, is fucking really, really good. So what I do with it here is my boost 30 and the attenuate 30 at the same time. So I see my boost 30 by about 3.2, but my attenuate it by about 2.7. So difference about half a dB difference. So you know what I mean? But it really, really make the thing fat. And I kind of do the same thing with the high frequency. I boost it by about 3.7 and I attenuate by 2.2. So our difference is about 1.5 dB. But the compressor, or not the compressor, the EQ is so subtle and so gentle. It just do what I need for do, and that's it. There's no extra nothing to it. The bandwidth is just how wide of a curve you want. And to be honest, I never set it at 10, but I forget to change it from 10 when I did adjust everything else, and it kind of come out for sound good or it stays, so I never change it. So this is without the EQ on. And this is with the EQ. Just listen to how it bring up the bass even more and just bring up some character in the track without the EQ. So it's very light, a little bit thinner, and then with the EQ on, listen to the piano. Can follow the piano all the way through, even though we have a lot of instruments at play. It's just a wonderful sound, just a very clean, natural, nice sound. And lastly, we have a brick wall limiter. So in a T-Rocks, to be honest, you have an endless supply of brick wall limiters and limiters where you can choose from. You have the classic clipper, you have the stealth limiter, the multi-band limiter. It's just an endless supply of good limiters where you can choose from inside of T-Rocks. We go with the brick wall because it's a part of a plug-in chain that them suggest. So we go with the brick wall limiter. So what I'm going to do with this is have it set to a clipping style. So that means that we a hard clip at 0. Like I said, I don't really like do that as much nowadays, but just for this track, it was kind of an exception. So we're hard clip at 0 dB. So now the major thing with that is when you set it to clip as the style, this gain reduction meter, it does not tell you how much reduction you get. So for that, me have to watch the meters over here up on the right side. So that's kind of how me figure out where to set my levels and all of that. So this is the track without the clipper. And as I can see, I have a really fast release and a semi-fast attack. I don't really want to attack too quick because they have the kick right in at the front. I don't really want to do nothing to the kick. More the transients from the kick come through. But as I can see, I boost by about 6 dB. So that's a lot of gain. So this is without the compressor. And you notice the drastic difference in the volume once the compressor turn on, because this is it. This is the final portion of the whole mastering process. Nothing else now go after this. Nothing now happen after this. So this is without the brick wall limiter. You know what I mean? So hopefully me give a good understanding of everything that was going on in the track, you know what I mean? A lot of people might feel like mastering is something that's hard. It's not really hard. You just have to understand your tools and understand what you do. If you are using plugins and the plugins come with manuals, seriously, just sit down and give the manual a good read and understand exactly what you use and what you do. Kind of make no sense if you have used something and then you don't know what the fuck you do with it. You just did it and a twist knobs, which is good for do that sometimes, but a lot of the times it's just better if you just simply sit down for a good second or two and just read up and, you know what I mean, just understand exactly what I go on. So you know, say, okay, when me go in, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Me know exactly what I go on. Me know what control. I might be even say that twice, but you just know what control what. You know what I mean? So I export it now and then bring it back so we can take a good look on the finished track and see exactly how we do with the master.
When shatter fire, boys say them prior, and tell everybody bye-bye. You will get it anyway, you get it.
Alright, so we have the master right here and we have the mixed version right here. So we're going to FL20. And we'll bring up the playlist and drag in the 2-track and see exactly how we do and how we look. Alright, so looking good, definitely. So as I can see with the master and the mixed version of the track, the master is a lot more out and, you know what I mean, looking a lot more full now. If you zoom in all the way to like one of these peaks and look at it, you can see this is what I mean by hard clipping, you know what I mean? The line is just rolled off or cut off. Now could I do a little bit soft off a clip, like me never have to make it go all the way out there. Like if we export the same track at -1 or -2, we'll have a much more flat vocal signal, which we don't kind of do just for sure. So let's go back to the output on this and let's go -1.5. So now if we export this very track and drag it in a FL, notice we have a much more cleaner track, much more limited and controlled track, you know what I mean, as opposed to this where you have a lot of clipping. But when you do stuff like this, a lot of time you can introduce distortion and, you know what I mean, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. I'm not really talk off on the head, you know what I mean, kind of talk for a long time, but hopefully understand a little bit better the whole mastering process or whatever. So until next time, it's your boy Itz-Beez-Da TrackStar. Peace.